I don't think. All I will say, I can almost guarantee that in 5 years, 5 years, you're saying? 5 years' time, I think things will be 10 times faster. There'll be 100 times many options out there, more options. The world will be a different place to what we see now. So I don't think there is do this, do that kind of answer. All I would say is things are going to be very, very different. And one thing I firmly believe in is, against all of this, and in regards to launching products, is try and keep things simple. And the thing, what I say to a lot of startups, and I remember my days in the corporate world, is the simple things work really well. Whatever's happening around you, it's just being very simple, very focused. And I think the world's going to be so mad, in a good way, in 3 years, 5 years' time, that the people who win are the ones who go, right, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do this, this, and this, and we're going to stick to that, and we're going to keep it simple rather than piling things on and over-tiering things. So I would say, I don't know what 5 years is going to be like, but I think simplicity will win through.
The first thing I say is I think if you have to launch a product in 5 years' time, you're going to fail, and they're going to launch themselves. And what that I mean is if you seed them into the right places, is how it will happen. It won't be an event, it won't be a curtains, it won't be journalists, it won't be traditional, it won't even be necessarily a day or a date or a soft or a hard. I think it'll happen by osmosis. Maybe that's a little bit far-fetched, but I think secondly, the ubiquity of networking is going to mean that you will be able to do it in anywhere, any way, any means to anybody that you can. Sarah mentioned about the stuff in the home, the products in the home and all that. Some of the questions I was asked about that, I think. At the moment, we tend to think of all those things as independent. You may have a Sky box or a BT box, you'll have a broadband box, you'll have a phone line, you have your mobile phone, and what you'll have now, you're starting to see is this connected home. So you now have people who have their TV and their Wi-Fi and their lights and their heating and their cooker and everything else on. They're all online. You can control the whole thing online. There's a lady who works for me and her husband really annoys her because every day she's working from home, he keeps dialing up and just turning off the heat and wanting to know why the heat is on so hot. And she says, well, I'm working from home today. He said, well, work harder. So he's controlling the home from somewhere else. So we will have different domestic challenges in some way, shape or form, but everything will be in your home. And so my ultimate vision on this, if anybody remembers the movie, it's a bit old now, Minority Report with Tom Cruise, here's how I think marketing will be. You will walk into a building, you'll walk into a shopping mall, you'll walk into a bus shelter, it doesn't matter. And iris scanning will know who you are and what you are. They'll know what your likes are, what your last internet search was, and it will market to you what it thinks you want.